like what are the three things you would give someone to start optimizing their life with?
Yeah, and look, you got to think about what optimizing ultimately is, right? Like optimizing is this subtle evolution and incrementally making something better after it
Yeah.
has order. And I think you just have to look at your existence and break it up into health. What's one thing that you can do to increase your health? Sleep 8 hours, go to the gym
Yeah.
3 times a week. What's one thing you can measure? Hey, like get a Whoop, get an Aura ring, get a
Right.
scale, right? Like figure out like one thing you can measure and one thing you could do that would make you healthier, right? Look at your work. Okay, what are what could I do to make work easier? Is it someone that you work with all the time that annoys you? Is it like you're always playing catch up? Is it someone that you work? Do you need to focus on getting another job? What is something that would make your work easier for you?
Yeah.
And look at your work as your income, your stability, your security. What can you do to create a savings? Even if it's incremental and small, and learn one place, an index fund where you want to invest money.
Yeah.
So, how do you make your work a little bit easier for you? How do you spend a little bit less and start saving so you can feel like you're making it somewhere? And just say in your head, oh man, if I could have 500,000 saved, that would be
Yeah.
incredible. Like, and even if it seems impossible right now, and you got to start with putting, $200 a month away, right? That's even going to put pressure on you because you got this, then this, and this.
Right.
If you just build one or two measurable things and look at what can you do to systematize or make that section of your life a little bit easier, like that is you're going to get
Yeah.
immediate energy. And then you look to your life, right? So now you got your health, your wealth, and your work. Then you look at your life, the people, your passions, the things that you love to do, your growth you want to reach. Just put a line in the sand that I'm gonna, you know, spend 1 hour a day walking with my girlfriend. I'm going to spend 1 hour a day reading. I'm gonna play tennis twice a week. Whatever it is, like
Yeah.
like decide on a handful of things that if you just committed the time to it and began to do it, that would be give you energy and make you happier. If you just look at those few
Yeah.
things between health, life, and work, like you now have your very first baby life design.
Yeah.
And it's extraordinary. You'll be like, what?
Let's
Like, and
go.
and you're now designed the whole. And now just put some incremental milestones of where you'd like to go in each of those. And now you have a place that you're going. And as
Yeah.
you're going, you're just learning more, and you have to constantly be thinking of things to measure. And it's difficult to do. Um, but I'm whether you journal, you have to do some sort of like bit of reflection
Yeah.
on what you need to change in your life on an ongoing basis
Yeah.
until you don't need to change anything. Right.
Yeah.
And that's really what I did. Like, from that qualitative data, by just asking myself, how do I feel 0 to 10 about my work, my health, and my life? I began to see the things that pull me down. And there's not that many things that actually bring you down. It ends up being the same sort of things keep showing up. And now
Right.
like, here's the thing I need to change, or this is what I need
Yeah.
to do. This is the person I can't be around. Like, that was a big thing for me early on, was like, wow, like every time work is driving me down, it's by the same person. And
Yeah.
it wasn't like the
Interesting.
person was like overly like a bad person, wasn't even like overly toxic.
Yeah.
It was just the way that our relationship was in business wasn't was what was just ruining my energy and bumming me
Yeah.
out all. And that releasing from that was a major thing. Other friends in my life that would be like, I'm drained because I spent all day with my one friend that just has to just like talk about everybody and is super negative, and now I'm
Yeah.
debating negative things, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it becomes so clear, but it's not it's just picking a handful of things in your whole life. Because the
Yeah.
problem is like everybody thinks like if I could just get the job, if I could just do this, and then they get it and it's not it.
Yeah.
Because it's way harder than they thought, it's different than they thought, it's not as like fun as they thought. It's all their expectations that were tied into this was supposed to be the anchor. All the other aspects of their life and health,
Hmm.
they're still the same.
Yeah.
And like all this new direction did was create more uncertainty and more stress, as opposed to the fulfillment that that new direction was going to cause. And again, putting as much anchor and numbers to things that you know, man, if I can stay at this number or get to these numbers,
Yeah.
that's going to make my whole being feel good. And then
Yeah.
that's it. It's like, again, take stock, look at everything. Don't try to change one thing about your life. Try to change everything. And
Yeah.
it
And this,
sounds like, oh, more daunting, but it's so much more sustainable. And the truth is, they
right.
all integrate to make the whole. And we just get lost in this idea that if we could get this one thing, then our
Right.
lives would be better, rather than focusing on everything that we can control and creating different aspects of parts of our lives that if we made better, we'd be happier, and then having them not be the only focus, but the whole being the focus, and the intent of getting better and better at being you and getting better and better at living
Yeah.
life.